article on boards would be complete without a section on board etiquette. Every advanced lifter out there is going to thank me for putting this in there, because we've all been there and had to deal with this. Board etiquette deals with the guy who's holding the board, not the lifter. There's some things you should do and some things you shouldn't do. The first thing you shouldn't do is not pay attention. You need to know when the guy's ready to lift, instead of standing over here checking out the chick on the other side of the gym, or daydreaming, or whatever, the text messaging, whatever the hell you're doing. Pay attention to what the lifter's doing. Don't put the board down any sooner than what the lifter wants. I've trained with some people like Kenny Patterson that was the most anal person I've ever met when it comes to boards. He had to be able to lay on the bar, pull himself up, put himself back down, and he wanted to have the board slipped in as he was coming back down to the bench. Any sooner, it screwed him up. Any later, it pissed him off. So you want to make sure you put the board in there after the guy's already got himself set up on the bench, they're in position, they have their arch or whatever bench posture they use, but put the board in there before they take the bar out. Make sure they have a grasp on the bar and they're ready to take it out before you put the board in. If you put the board in before that and you're using a 3 or a 4 board, a lot of times it's going to obstruct their vision to be able to see where they want to put their hands, and it's also going to screw them up as far as how they're going to get the position on the bar. Most of the time they're going to tell you to pull the board out. The other thing is where to put the board on the lifter. You don't want to put the board and hold it like this. All right, you definitely don't want to hold it like this. You want the board to be flat on the lifter's chest. By the way, I use Shrek because he looks like a lot of the guys I used to train with. So you want the board placed knowing where they're going to bring the bar. They're going to bring the bar down to the lower chest, mid-belly area. So you want the board to be positioned so when they hit it, it doesn't flip the board around, and you want to make sure that when you're holding the board, it's not going to move around when they hit the bar, or when the bar hits it. You don't want to have the board shoved up into their chin. All right, keep in mind that when a lot of lifters do bench and they bring the bar down, their chin will come up. So if you have the board too close, they're not going to be able to get it up. All right, make sure the board's back, like I said, to where it's not going to move around when the bar hits, but it will still allow them to be able to roll their head up if that's how they bench press. Okay? The other thing you don't want to do is to hold the thing like this as the lifter's getting in position. You know, we've all been beat enough as a kid that we don't need to have any memories brought back from the past. And at the same time, you don't want to smack the board down on them. I bring this up because I've trained with people like a Chuck Vogelpohl who about knocked the shit out of me on purpose by doing something like that. While funny, you don't want to do that. So keep the board so it's in a position. The reason why you shouldn't be holding it back up here is you want to be able to get it down to their chest in a timely manner, because a lot of times by the time they pull themselves up, reset, and get ready to pull themselves or pull the bar out of the rack, you're only dealing with a few seconds. So if you're going from here to here, it's going to take less time than if you're going from up here down to here. I mean, it's a stupid little thing, but we're talking about guys who could be using bench shirts with 7, 8, sometimes 900 pounds. So you need to take responsibility for it. You also need to remember, being the board holder, you're not a spotter, so they need to have spotters on each side and a spotter behind. The last thing that you want to do is, as you're holding the board, have to drop the board to try to help them. All right, let other people deal with that. That covers some basics when it comes to board etiquette. If I forgot anything, as I said before with the other board press video, please make some comments below to remind people of what they should and shouldn't do if they're the person holding the board. Thanks, guys.